All right, let's see if I can prove any of this, because I said a lot of stuff here, didn't I? So NBC did a study, and they wanted to find out if we were just full of crap or if we actually knew what we were talking about. So Greg Rapp, who is one of the inventors of this program, and NBC did a study. Consumers spent 15% more on their menus. What they did is they did two menus, the menu that the restaurant operator had in one area, and then the new menu in another area, and then they just did some simple math to figure out, did it work or not? They had a 15% more on their meal, purchased more expensive items, were more likely to buy a bookend, had better experience, and more likely to recommend the restaurant. That was what they found. That's what NBC found. It works. Every time. And guess what that restaurant operator did? It was amazing. They went back to the old menu and like, what the hell are you doing? It's crazy, isn't it? But you know, remember Wilt Chamberlain? Do you remember him? He was really, really a good basketball player, and he actually still has the record for the most points scored in a game. And that day when he did it, he was throwing the ball underhand when he did the, you know, the girly toss, when he was doing the, because he couldn't hit a free throw. And so everybody would foul him out so that he wouldn't, because they knew if he got to the free throw line, he couldn't make the basket. Well, someone talked him into just throwing it underhand, and he made he made like 70% of them that day. He had his best, and guess what he did the next day? Went back to the old way. You know why? I don't want to look like a sissy. How can you look like a sissy if you're making a basket? I mean, you know, if you're really winning, right? So pay attention to all this stuff. This is one that we did. We did a little study with Mainly Burgers. This is the before. This is what their menu board looked like, and this is the after. What we wanted to do is do a couple of things. Number one, we wanted to change people from buying just a regular burger at the place. We wanted to get a more upscale burger, get something that was, you know, more energetic for them. We also wanted to increase their profitability on the menu, that kind of thing. So this is the results. So the check average in Cambridge before is on the right, 1528. We raised it to 1682. The percentage of classics sold, though, look at that. 34% of the business is that now. Before, it was 42%. We actually got people to trade up, to move away from some of those other items that we're selling a lot of, and we wanted to push them in the right direction. Make sense? Take a look at the other one. 33%, 41%. It's the same, 1941 at one location, and rather than 1659. Think about that. It's almost $3 more per order. What would you do with $3 more if you were doing this? Like thousands of dollars for your restaurant. What we find with our system is you will get an increase in profits somewhere between 5 and 12%, depending how bad your menu is when we start with it. Now, I had a restaurant operator call me the other day. He went away from us. He's in Florida, and he thought, well, you know, I've been with you for a long time. I'll save some money this year. I'll just do it myself. He called me. He goes, I lost 5%. Because he didn't know what he was doing, I guess. Now we're doing his menu. It's nice. All right. After telling you all this stuff, do anybody know who this is? He was the best Formula One racer who ever lived. Died in a crash, which was terrible. I've told you all this stuff, but if you had his race car, do you think you could win a Formula race? No. Probably not. No. Sign up for the guide that I have. Follow it if you can. If you can't, get professional help. If you know someone who's an actual designer and writer, hire them. I say this because it helps you. Because unless you're really good at that sort of thing, it's really hard. I've written probably 2,000 or 3,000 menus from scratch, and it's a struggle. Every time I look at a white sheet of paper, I'm like, God, what am I going to say today? Good grief. And it has to be written in your voice, right, for your business. So unless you're really good at this, I'm sure you're better at your menu than I am, but I'm better at the rest of the stuff. So you can find people around. I'm not saying you can hire from me, but hire somebody to help you with this stuff. By the way, if you gave me the recipe for your best item in your restaurant, you think I could make it at home? The answer should be no. If it's yes, you got a problem. But if it's no, why would, that's what you're thinking about your menu, right? You need to think about it really carefully. Like, am I doing the right thing for my business? Because there's a lot of money to be had here. What I want to do is make sure that every one of you, every restaurant has $2.5 million in sales, because that helps you to retire, right? I mean, think about it. If you're doing 2.5, 3 million, something like that in your restaurant, you actually have money. You can pay your bills on time. That's cool. Does that all make sense? All right, anybody have any questions? Because that's all I got today.